Well, hello. I bought myself a Twsbi 580 aluminum. Now, previously I reviewed a Twsbi 580 plastic? I don't know what they're called officially. Forgot to look it up. Anyway, it's the same pen. The difference is the grip on the aluminum pen is made of aluminum, and the workings of the piston are made of aluminum. Obviously, the piston itself has to be rubber. But that's the difference between this one and the plastic version. It has metal parts to it. The nib supposedly is the same. For some reason I bought them both as broads, even though I should have bought, some variety so I'd have different pen to write with. But whatever. It is what it is. Now, I did not like the regular Twsbi 580. I love this pen. The writing experience on this one is wet, it's beautiful, every ink I throw at it is gorgeous. I could have the same ink in this pen as in the other pen, no problems. I've not had a bit of problem with this one. So I'm wondering if I got a defective nib on the other pen. I don't know. This one's inked all the time. It was hard for me to ink it out, or unink it and clean it out just for the close-ups. But anyway, let's talk about the pen. So first of all, this is the new version of the Twsbi 540, and there was a Twsbi 530 before, but I've never owned one. The Twsbi 540 had cracking issues. Honestly, I've replaced every part on that 540 except for the blind cap and piston mechanism. I need to replace the barrel, but now I can't get the blue, so whatever. I gave up on it. This doesn't have that cracking issue. As far as I've read, Twsbi has solved the cracking issue with the 580. And in my experience, it is solved. Now, let's look down the pen. First of all, you'll notice the orange finish. Unless you can find one used, you can't get that. Right now, if you want an aluminum Twsbi, you have to get a lavendery purple finish. The orange is no longer made, but I like the orange, so I'm glad I have it. And your experience, other than the color, will be the same. Should be the same. I can only talk about the pens I own, not the way the brand should be. Screw cap, which is good. There's all kinds of gaskets you'll see around here, designed to really make it good and airtight. The cap itself has a little shaded inner cap liner. The reason for that is it helps kind of hide the little splashes you get on the inside of a cap of a fountain pen. But you can still see the nib, which is important to a lot of people. If you're buying a demonstrator, I guess you want to see the parts. The grip is metal. Now with some Twsbis I've had problems with ink kind of seeping around the edges of the grip. Not with this guy. No problems at all with this guy. It will unscrew so that you can use this bit and fill it with their Twsbi, forgot the name of the bottle, but it's no longer made because they're replacing it with a newer model anyway. But anyway, whatever it's called at the time you watch this, Twsbi makes an ink bottle that's special designed for the barrel to screw into, so you don't have to dip your nib and grip into the ink and get all messy and have to wipe it up. So that works very well, and if you have the older new styles, they should work. I like the kind of diamondy plastic design. Instead of just being a plain clear barrel, it's got some facets to it, just make it a little more interesting to look at with ink sloshing around in it. The weight is nice. When I try to post it, it does post not that well, because it makes a big long honking brute, but you can post it. I do not. I prefer it unposted. And the piston mechanism is very smooth operating. I'm having trouble thinking of bad things to say about this pen. You can buy different nib sizes, so yeah. Now, as far as size, before I get to the writing experience, as far as size goes, when I compare it to a Noodler's Conrad, it's probably an eighth of an inch longer than the Conrad. Uncapped, it's about the same length as a Conrad. Posted, which like I said I wouldn't do, but this is a big honking brute. Posted, let's see, good inch on the Conrad. but it's very awkward posted, so I wouldn't do that. So anyway, this is a great pen. I'm very excited about it. Happy to review it. So I hope this was useful. Now I'll do a writing sample. I wanted to do my writing sample, the Twsbi 580 aluminum. This shouldn't be any different from my other Twsbi 580 review, but it is. This nib is just so much better, and I don't think it has anything to do with the aluminum. I just think it's a better nib. I will point out here, it's kind of cool, at least to my mind, to put like a dark purple or a blue ink into a bright yellow pen. I like doing that. So I thought, oh, that'll be good for this review. It looks kind of odd in a demonstrator, so I don't think I'll do that again. But this is a fun ink. It's Private Reserve Tanzanite. I don't know if you'll be able to see on this video, but Private Reserve Tanzanite actually changes color as it dries. Not a dramatic change, but definitely a change. Apparently it's one of the more complex inks that Private Reserve makes, with a lot more components than many of the other inks, but I enjoy it. So the writing experience of this pen, you get some line variation, not exactly what I would call flex. In fact, I would just about call this pen a nail. There is almost no give there. A tiny amount, just enough to give you some line variation, but that's it. So this is not a flex pen, but it's a fun pen. This is an awesome pen if you have a shading ink. It shows off the shading beautifully. And I was down to either doing this one or Noodler's Golden Brown for this review, and I should have gone with the Golden Brown, but it is what it is. So we'll do our quote here. I don't know if you'll see it, but it dries from sort of a purple to more of a blue. So I think it's kind of a neat effect myself, but that's just me. So this is a very smooth writing pen. It's one of the smoothest of any I have written with. Recently I reviewed a 3776. Very smooth writing pen. I am very impressed with it. This is one that can easily be a daily writer. That Platinum I reviewed last week is a fun pen, not so much a daily writer. This is a daily writer. Now, would I buy this pen again? Oh, absolutely, in a heartbeat. I love it. The price is good. I think the cracking issues have been solved. I'm just really, really happy with it. And you know, if I ever get bored with this broad nib, I can buy other nib sizes, so that's kind of fun. Very nice pen, very worth it. Looks very cool. If I had this filled with a nifty looking kind of translucent ink like I don't know, Noodler's Apache Sunset, or Private Reserve Buttercup, or Roaring Klinger Helianthus, this would just be spectacular watching that ink slosh around inside. Even as it is, well, okay, that doesn't show up at all on the camera, but even with this Tanzanite, it looks good in there. So just an awesome pen. One I would recommend. So I hope that was useful, and we'll see you later.